City, Ohio. Michelle, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Michael, how are you?
Very well.
Good. First-time caller. I listen to you every day, but I think I have to disagree with you on encouraging our youth to use critical thinking skills in regards to World War II, the situation, and some of the pros and cons of the event that took happen. Remember, we've lost many people in World War II, including Jewish people. But there are always two sides to a situation. I think we should be encouraging our children to look at all sides.
Okay, Michelle, I have no problem with that at all. But looking at all sides also means looking at recorded history, not paranoid or evil or Nazi fantasy. In other words, do you think that kids ought to be listening to people who say that slavery never occurred in the United States?
Well, I've never heard anybody say that to a young person. We're taught in school that slavery did exist, just like we're taught in school that 6 million Jewish people lost their lives during this Holocaust event.
The reason we're taught that in school is because both things are true. Slavery did exist. There were millions of Jewish people who were killed in the war. So I don't understand. If you believe that people ought to look at, quote, all sides of the Holocaust issue.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Just like we look at all sides of every issue in everything we investigate. We should encourage our children to use critical...
Okay, but there's no two sides. You see, this is the point. It's like the earth is flat. In other words, there are certain things you can ask questions about. You can ask questions. I think it's crazy to think that Franklin Roosevelt allowed Pearl Harbor to happen. But you can make that argument. You want kids to debate that? Fine, you can have them debate that. I think it's a waste of time. I think that the interesting things to debate, if you're going to teach kids in school, for instance, was the Vietnam War necessary? Or was it a terrible mistake? That's a reasonable debate. You can debate about Korea. You can debate about whether the United States should have gotten involved in World War I or whether the United States should have gotten involved in World War II. But you can't debate the fact that there were 400,000 Americans who died in the war.
But I think we should be able to discuss it. I think there is a dialogue, and we're talking about freedom of speech.
No, we are not talking about freedom of speech, Michelle. We're talking about a school district, a whole district, that put this out as a required lesson plan. It was a homework assignment. Now, to give people a homework assignment to say, let's see, we have the truth on one side and fantasy on the other. How do we tell the difference? That's not a useful educational exercise. And really, Michelle, there are certain things that actually make you dumber if you are going to debate them. This is one of them. We'll be right back.
It's Disagreement Day.
You're wrong.
The Michael Medved Show.